Okay, so I'm guessing should be live right now. Let's get this all started. Just check that I am fully live right now. And I'll basically go ahead and tell you guys about this live Q&A. So, whilst I'm just checking to make sure that we are fully live on the channel, I may as well... Oh yeah, we are fully live on the channel right now. Don't know what the thumbnail is. I think it is just the one from the New Year's video, but you know what, fuck it, I'll just... I will change that. I'll go ahead and change that after the video, so yeah. But basically, this is the Playgroup 3 live Q&A, which is basically, well, a Q&A that is live about the Playgroup 3, which I've got some questions in to tell you guys about, so I'm going to just pull up the live chat right now, and then we're going to go ahead and get fully started on this right now. Nat is here, says hello. Hello, and yeah, let's go ahead and get into this live stream, which is going to be pretty fun, because I've got a couple of other cool things to tell you guys at the end of this live stream too, and I am kind of under a time constraint here, so yeah, we've got to get through the questions, and then I'm going to go ahead, look at all of these little bits at the top here, and then also give you guys a bit of an announcement, and hopefully we can get this done and get all the questions answered and stuff like that too. So yeah, it's a pretty good win-win situation here, but yeah. Anyway, let's load up the questions. Right, I need to just flip over to Instagram where I've noted down all of the questions. And yeah, before we actually get into this live Q&A, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, and I'd massively appreciate it if you guys could hit that subscribe button so that we can really start growing this channel, because 2024 is, as I've literally started sort of hyping up, this is quite a big year for this channel, and a lot of other reasons too, not necessarily film-wise. Well, kind of actually, because we've got a lot of film projects. I've literally added them all up. We've got like 7 or 8 film projects this year. So we have a lot of film-related projects this year, which is going to be pretty big. But we also do have some other big things lined up for this year, and also 2025, the 10-year anniversary of this YouTube channel. So we've got to be building up for some pretty big things for them 2 years anyway, but obviously we've got to start in 2024. And I've got an announcement by the end of this video, which should be pretty interesting, and should also tell you guys a little bit more about, you know, what is going to be happening this year. I've got a bit of a timeline of things that are going to happen, and I can confirm a couple of things too, which is going to be pretty cool. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these live Q&A questions right now. So let's go ahead and get into the first question. So the first question is, how do you feel about the way that fans have reacted to the Playgroup 3? Now, there is actually a quite funny story that I do actually have to add with this question, which has been sort of outlined and mentioned in the question too. So we got a bit of a funny story to tell with the question as well, that I can sort of connect to it, if you get what I mean. But the general like sort of reaction from fans to the Playgroup 3 was genuinely really, really good. I've had a good amount of support and positive things that have been said about this film, and I'm really, really happy with how the overall reaction has been to this film. And I think even like the views and stuff, people have been excited to watch this film, which I'm very, very happy about. So yeah, 100%. Now, this extra thing that I think is quite funny is, well, I'm not really going to go over this too much in this live stream, but essentially a fan has took it upon themselves to go ahead and create Playgroup DVDs, which is quite interesting and oddly creative, which I think is pretty cool too. And you know, I did have a little look at this thing, but yeah, basically they were like showing off the DVDs on a YouTube video, which I think was pretty cool. But obviously they just sort of put the first little bit of the film in and like the thumbnail or whatever. So, you know, obviously it doesn't breach all the copyright laws that are attached to these films. So that's actually a pretty cool thing. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that on this live stream. Considering the Plague Loop 3 happened. And it'd be kind of interesting to see if they did a Plague Loop 4 one as well. Considering there is a Plague Loop 4 that is confirmed, and yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. So, yeah, that does tie into that, but yeah, the way that the fans have reacted to the Plague Loop 3 has been overall very, very good. Like, big thumbs up on that one, I've got to say. Number 2, have you noticed any character developments from the first 2 movies up until now? And yes, the answer is absolutely yes. I did write these to actually involve character developments, and to be fair, that is the reason why I did the whole Damn the Enterprises era reset thing, because I wanted to build new characters with better storylines and better development than ever before on this channel. And I've got to say, like, that is the one thing about, like, all of the bruises, Monotone, Mirror Man, Decibels of Time, the short films, all of that kind of stuff. I didn't get a chance to really build certain characters up to the way that I wanted to afterwards, and that is something that I really wanted to do for this new film saga. So, for example, Lucy definitely seems to be having some character development through the first episode to the second episode, and I've got to say as well, like, you have things like, you know, Lucy's confidence has improved in the third film, and you also have other things too, like, you know, the character Roxy. She starts off being very like over explore, I don't really know, like over eager to like look into things and explore further, which obviously gets her into a lot of shit basically in the Plague Loop 2, and obviously she learns from that in the Plague Loop 3 as she obviously exits to go and focus on her own life, which is pretty cool, and I think that is definitely some major character development through a relatively short period of time through these films. Even though the films do take place over a long period of time, it's been through a couple of different films that basically this has happened. So, question number 3 is, are there any behind-the-scenes moments that have been memorable? Yes, I genuinely do enjoy the behind-the-scenes, but the Plague Loop 3 behind-the-scenes were especially good. I think there were quite a lot of good memories that were made in this behind-the-scenes, and a lot of funny moments, which I'm not going to go ahead and spoil all the funny moments here. If you want to go ahead and watch them, you can go ahead and watch the Plague Loop 3 behind-the-scenes cut, which is available right here. And you guys can go ahead and watch that and see all behind the scenes goodness. It is definitely a longer video at just over 1 hour and 12 minutes, but it's definitely worth the watch because there's a lot of behind the scenes goodness in here as well. So yeah, let's go on to question number 4, which is, how do you feel about cast members improvising lines or taking control of a character's narrative? Now this is quite an interesting question because you've got 2 parts to this question, which I will answer both of these parts of the question. And yeah, so let's go with first one for characters improvising lines. I think it's really cool, and I genuinely think it's a lot better to improvise a lot smaller lines throughout a film. So when I'm shooting a film and you have like the main lines, which obviously I write in for the characters, and then you've obviously got like little throwaway lines and little things that are just natural lines that should be added in there, which I don't write all of them. I do improvise a lot less now than I used to, because I used to basically improvise all the lines and not really put any major lines down on the script, whereas now I've got a lot more lines on the script, so that basically the story, you don't get loads of inconsistencies and things like that, which you can get from just improvising lines. So yeah, there are still lines that are improvised by characters and actors who decide to essentially improvise certain lines and stuff, but for the most part now, we do tend to write and stick to the lines. There are little exceptions to this like certain scenes and things, but again, that ties into the second half of the question a little bit as well. So we'll just go ahead and answer the second half of the question right now. Just give me a second. I need agua to rehydrate. Yummy, yummy. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the next question. Well, the next part of the question, which is about the characters taking control of... Sorry, no, the actors taking the control of the character's narrative. Now, this is quite an interesting one, because I wouldn't really say that the characters have like a full control over the character's narrative, because the narrative is essentially written in the script. So, like, personally, I would word it more like creative input, which I definitely am all for on these films, and there has been a lot of moments within shooting The Plague Loop 3 in specifics that the creative input from characters has definitely helped really tweak a couple of little scenes and, you know, make it run a little bit smoother than what it probably would have done. And, you know, that is, again, creative input from me as well. You know, we could get that on the day, shoot it, and then realise that, oh, this line could be changed a little bit to make it flow better, so we're going to go ahead and change the line a little bit, make it flow a little bit better. And, yeah, so I wouldn't really say, like, but, because we do have to, like, stay to the scripts, too, because I can't really change parts of the scripts around, because, again, that would just affect the overall narrative. There is a full narrative from the Plague Loop 1 to the Plague Loop 4, and all of these parts have, like, very, very important pieces in this whole narrative, like, story, which, essentially... But, yeah, I definitely do say, like, creative input and stuff. I'll give an example for this. So, for example, when Katie obviously did the Roxy monologue scene. So, basically, how that whole thing was done is, in the script, I basically put points that should be essentially in there. So, I basically wrote a rough monologue myself. And then basically what Katie did is then she basically took that monologue and then slightly adapted little pieces, and then basically that was then forwarded back to myself, and I read through that entire monologue and then basically approved it for the obvious, like, the actual production stages. So yeah, it was basically like a one-time hit, because it did actually fit, like, really, really perfectly into the scene, and that monologue was definitely one of my favourite little parts of this, like, Plague Loop 3 film as well, because, like, I genuinely think that it's quite a big character moment too. When you have a character leave, it's definitely a big character moment that you definitely want to get right as well. Like, you don't want to mess that up, really. Okay, so let's go on to the next question. Do you feel that this movie sorry, I can't speak. That is bad. Anyway, do you think this movie in any particular is different to the rest, and in what way? So basically, is it different to the rest of the movies? Yeah, I do think that the Plague Loop 3 does have a higher quality to it than the Plague Loop 1 and Plague Loop 2. I definitely think the quality has upped overall in the film, and I'm genuinely quite proud of that, because with the Plague Loop films, I did think that we had hit, like, a roof on how good the quality we could get it. But genuinely, I've definitely like, stretched that, which is pretty cool. Okay, and the next question is, which scene in this movie do you think is edited the best? And personally, I just like how the entire film is edited. Like, I don't really see that different scenes are, like, edited better than others. Because obviously I edit these films in, like, big chunks and stuff, so I don't really edit them scene by scene. I edit it more as just, like, an entire thing. So I don't think there's, like, any specific standout scene which is just, like, over the top of all the rest of them. But I genuinely do think, like, the endings of these films are very, very powerful. And I definitely intend them to be like a powerful ending, wanting you to almost want more, and obviously to hype up the next film in line, which will be the last of the Plague Loop films. So pretty big, but yeah, definitely I just enjoyed this entire film, like editing wise. It took a lot of work to edit this film, I'm not gonna lie, because of all the teleportations everywhere and stuff. It was definitely a bit of an interesting one to organize all the clips and edit this film basically as good as it could be. So yeah, let's go on to the next couple of questions as well, because we've only got a couple of questions left. We didn't get major questions in for this film because, well, I kind of my fault a little bit. I did announce that this live Q&A was happening last week, but I only really started putting questions up on my Instagram like a few days ago. So yeah, we've only been able to get like a certain amount of questions in. But if you have like extra questions, whack them down in the live chat. I may answer them. I may be able to. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, favorite scene. So I don't really have a favorite scene. I enjoyed this film overall, to be fair. You proud of how the film turned out? Yes, I am definitely proud of how this film turned out fully. As I said before in this, I'm definitely proud of how the film actually came out. Is there anything you would change about the film? So, no, I don't think there is anything that I'd fully change about this film. I really liked how it was executed and how it came out. Maybe if it was a little bit longer, but then again, I did cut certain things down to make it flow better, so I'm happy with that choice. So yeah, don't think I'd particularly change anything about this specific film. Will the creator stay now? I can confirm that the creator will be in the Plague Loop 4, and the Plague Loop 4 will start it will basically start just after the Plague Loop 3 ended. So how it ended is basically how the Plague Loop 3 is going to start, and then it will pick up the narrative until the end of the film. How did writing it go? Pretty quick, actually. I genuinely thought I was going to struggle a lot with this one, and it was a very complex one to write, but I managed to get it done quicker than what I did think I was going to originally get this written and done in. But yeah, I'm very proud with how it came out, and yeah, genuinely think that writing went very well, considering that this one I was going to struggle with getting ideas for, because the Plague Loop 4 is quite easy in terms, you're wrapping it all up, all that kind of thing. You've got Plague Loop 1, which is just about Lucy, you've got Plague Loop 2 about Roxy, and you've got Plague Loop 3 about them all coming together. But that is something that I was sort of like, I don't know what big events to throw into this film. Like, I knew I wanted them to basically find something that was going to help them find the Plague Monster, and then I realised that I'd basically write an exit for Roxy in this film, and that was going to be the big climax of the movie, and it worked very well. I genuinely think it worked very well. So yeah. Okay, and the final question of this entire thing: Do you think the Plague Loop 4 was set up well with the ending? And yes, I definitely think that the Plague Loop 4 is set up well. It is going to start literally just after basically it ended. So yeah, Plague Loop 3 is going to end, and then the Plague Loop 4 is going to start basically where it ended. So that's going to be very interesting. Right, let's go ahead and check the live chat, see what you guys have been chatting about in here. Well, I know what you're about to say. Yeah, cool. But yeah, not loads in the live chat, but I do want to try and get this done in a timely manner, because I definitely have few things to do tonight. But yeah, basically we're going to go through everything, and then I'm going to tell you guys a couple of little announcements and updates for the future of this film. So let's go ahead, open the live chat. We're sorted here, and I'm going to just plug this in as well. Very awkwardly. So yeah, that is the questions segment of this video over and done with. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about what is to come in the future of the Plague Loop stuff, and also a couple of little extra cool things too. But before we go ahead and do that, let's go ahead and have a little look at some cool things. So, as you can see right here, which is loading up right now, we got the Danby Enterprises trailer playlist, which hasn't really updated much since the basically it hasn't updated much since last time. So yeah, I'll just give you guys a little look over this. But yeah, we got all the trailers in here, and yeah, we've got everything up to the Plague Loop 3 in here, which, by the way, yeah, thank you guys so much for getting the Plague Loop 3 trailer over 100 views in just a month. Like, this trailer just came out, like, not massively long ago, and it's already popping pretty much. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for the support on the film, as well. Essentially, that's why sort of thing. I came across so high pitched in the mic. I jumped. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I don't know. Mic might be a bit sensitive today, but you know. Sort your feelings out, microphone. Can't be sensitive forever. Anyway, let's go ahead and check over all of these films. Right. So, Lights Out is going to be there. I've got a bit of an announcement as well. Kind of, sort of saying. So, you know, College Life we did now 3 years ago, according to YouTube. And College Life was our first interactive short film. And basically, an interactive short film is just a short film that basically you as the viewer can decide the outcome of the film by clicking on little interactive choices and making it through the story. And the little announcement that I want to also say today is basically that there will be another interactive short film coming out this year. And it will be coming out later on this year. I'm not going to say what it's about, anything like that. I will save that for a future stream. But yeah, there will be another interactive short film coming out very, very soon. So yeah, we've got Bruises, Betrayal, Mirror Man, The Creator's Crystals, we've got Ideology, Time, Strength, Romance, Horror, Evil, Creativity, then The Creator's Master Plan, then we've got The Decibels of Time, then we've got Project XXX, we've got Plague, Infected, The Plague Loop 1, Infested, The Plague Loop 2, Project 999, Swarmed, Influxed, Invaded, and then The Plague Loop 3, which has currently got 169 views, which is actually pretty cool. So yeah, that's just a quick run through of all of my films. We're also going to have a little look at the Google searches like we usually do. College Life birthed the iconic Speed song. Yeah, College Life was the birth of the iconic Speed song, which I think is pretty cool. I think that is pretty cool, I'm not going to lie. Anyway, when you search Danby YT Official into Google, you can see that landmark videos such as why 2023 was the best year of my life, year in review, comes up instantly, which is perfectly cool. And a load of other videos. So, by the way, you should go ahead and watch some random videos and stuff from here, because it's pretty cool. But yeah, I always check on the images, because I randomly did find a Reddit post once through this, which is kind of funny, because I don't even have a Reddit account, and I never use Reddit, and literally there's a random Reddit post about one of my videos. Genuinely have no idea, but yeah, these are all just basically one of my videos and stuff, which is pretty cool. Got the Plague Loop 3 right there, which is actually pretty cool as well, and you know, year in review and all that kind of stuff. Basically stuff that I posted recently. Even a vlog that I literally posted on Friday as well, which is pretty cool. And then when you go over, you've got Danby Enterprises as well, which is right here. As you can see, this is Danby Enterprises, and you got all of this right here. Got the images right here as well, which I'm gonna go ahead and yeah. So basically, Danby Enterprises brings up all of the film-related content. You've got the films, basically Project 999, Decibels of Time, which, funny enough, has randomly recropped into the algorithms of Google, which is pretty interesting. Then you've got Infested, which actually went very, very well. I actually think that film did actually go pretty well. So, yeah, interesting. Yeah, no extra things in the live chat. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the upcoming things which are coming very, very soon. And also, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this live Q&A. Now, I know this one has been a bit of a short one. This was definitely one that I've kind of like rushed into, but I've also got to get this out and all that kind of stuff too. I've got some other stuff I'm working on tonight as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah. To wrap this up, let's go ahead and talk about what is to come on this YouTube channel in terms of films. So, we've got the last two of the short films coming up very, very soon. We've got Defeat and we've got Redemption. And both of these short films are going to be coming out within the next couple of months. Defeat will be coming out in February and Redemption will be coming out in March, I believe. Possibly March. I believe it could be coming out around March time, which is going to be very, very cool. So you've got two short films coming out very, very soon. And these short films are going to be, again, basically coming out very, very soon. The trailer for Defeat will be coming out next week. So you have that to be very, very excited for. We also have The Plague Loop 4, which is due to come out. I'm going to give you the month for the Plague Loop 4 release. Possibly. No, actually, you know what? I'm not going to give you the actual month yet because I've still got another live Q&A to cover. And I might give the month away in that live Q&A. So, you know, got to leave a bit of mysterious stuff. But I've got to say, okay, I will confirm that The Plague Loop 4 will be coming out on screens to you guys, premiered and everything. The Plague Loop 4 is coming out within the first half of this year. Okay, you know what? I'll be a bit more specific. Mid this year. So we're going to have basically The Plague Loop 4 coming out mid 2024, which I think is pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. The Plague Loop 4 is coming out in 2024. That's also another very, very cool thing. And I'm also wearing the creator's outfit right here, which I think is very, very cool as well. So, yeah. Anyway, now that The Plague Loop 4 is out of the way, I also have another announcement. Now, there is a big gap now until the end of the year, and I can confirm that that short interactive film will be coming out at the end of this year. Specifically, like, somewhere in between November and December, like, that end of the year. So, that's going to be when this short interactive film will be hitting your screens and available for you guys to actually play along and go through this short interactive film, which I think is very, very cool. And it's basically like designing a video game, really, because I mean, it's like a multiple choice video game, which I think is really, really cool. And it's the closest thing that I'm probably going to actually design in my time, which is going to be a resemblance of a video game. So very, very interesting, and I genuinely think that it's going to be a pretty cool thing to end the year off on. But then begs the question, what do we have to fill in the gap between mid of this year to basically the end of the year? And I can confirm that there will be some content coming in that time. Now, I've not actually announced anything about this yet, but I'm going to actually announce a couple of things. So we're going to have two brand new original Dan B Enterprises series coming out this year. Now that is actually pretty insane. I'm going to actually announce 3 brand new Dan B Enterprises series in either March or April in a announcement video too. So we've got an announcement video coming in about March or April time, around that sort of period of time, and it will fully announce the projects which will be coming this summer to autumn. So we've got summer to autumn, 2 brand new series which will be coming out around that time period. And I'm very, very excited to announce these series. I'm very, very excited to get these series out to you guys. And it's my first new series since 2020 when Monotone was released. So it's been a few years since I've done a series. I've been focusing on filmmaking and specifically doing short films and feature films recently. So to introduce another series is very exciting and a new direction for me, which I'm genuinely excited to go ahead and announce these to all of you guys basically as soon as the series, well, as soon as the announcement comes out, because I will be doing an official announcement for these series. So yeah, very, very interesting. They're going to be very, very experimental too. I want to experiment a bit with the film styles and stuff that I can do, and new shots and new filming techniques and stuff like that. And these series are definitely going to be experimental, but also linked into past projects too. So I can actually confirm that right now, that there are going to be 2 brand new series hitting this channel this year. And yeah, I'm actually very, very excited for it. So we've got all of that coming this year, and we've got basically 7 or 8 projects coming out this year, which are like full-on film cinematic projects. And I'm genuinely so excited for this to basically come out and be released. Even like with Plague Loop 4, I'm genuinely excited to wrap up this Plague Loop saga and have the full saga on YouTube available to be viewed by you guys. So that's a pretty big thing and a pretty cool thing as well at the same time. And also with the short films that I am also currently working on. These are currently in post-production at the moment, so yeah, but they're coming out very, very soon. And even these short films, all of the short films have been linked together since I released the Plague Loop 1 and the Plague and Infested and all that kind of stuff. All them short films are linked together, and it's finally, it's very, very exciting to finally wrap up all of these short films together and have the full story available to watch on YouTube. So yeah, it's very, very interesting as well, because a lot of creators who want to do filmmaking have sort of almost transitioned off of the YouTube platform as well. And this is one thing that I'm adamant that I'm going to be doing, is I'm going to keep my filmmaking on YouTube. A lot of people want to essentially transition their filmmaking off into, say, Hollywood or mainstream, but I definitely see the future of YouTube, and I definitely see that it's not 100% done yet. There is still room for improvement of content, but also I think that it's cool that you can also go onto YouTube, literally search up the Danby Enterprises films and watch them for free. All you got to do is basically put up with a couple of adverts, but that's only in the rewatching of the films. So I mean, yeah, you guys get free films to watch on this platform, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's basically the end of this live Q&A. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this live stream right now. Thank you guys so much for watching this live stream and video. If you're watching this video on the playback, hit that subscribe button, comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video very, very soon. So yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.